So I'm about to explain what I think is the absolute craziest thing about the sort of like this kind of shit, this anti-establishment kind of shit that people like to do. Right? This idea that some arbitrary uh, group like academia or the medical community or scientists, right, or space engineers, any one of these group of people that have authority, right, or that sit in positions of academic authority. Um, the narrative that these guys like to peddle, any of these groups is like colluding in entirety to falsify things about the world, right? That they are deliberately making shit up. They're lying. And I'm going to show you what makes no sense to me about that. Um, so this guy's post, no record of any isolated purified SARS-CoV-2 particle, whatever that means. You know, this right here, this isolated purified thing, this looks like something that young Earth creationists do, where they're like, oh, we've never, like, sure, we clearly have a reason to believe that RNA could have, catalyzed on its own, but why isn't it this specific way that they catalyzed it, and why is it in this environment that it began autocatalysis? It's like, no, it's good enough. You have these guys, what they do to themselves, I don't know why, they put up like these mental blocks. Like they literally can't accept mentally um, that this wacky thing they believe isn't true. So they'll place these incredibly specific and unnecessary restrictions on what they consider to be valid evidence, and it's never enough. That's the whole point of the game that they play, is that there is no piece of evidence that would ever be good enough um, to validate. In this instance, COVID's existence. There's no evidence that exists at all, except I'm looking at it. We're all looking at it. And what you could do right now, if you were a conspiratorially minded person, what you could do is be like, well, it's fake. They faked it. You know, some scientist went into Photoshop and they CGI'd together this. I don't know. Maybe it's a photograph of fucking droplets of water on a plate. You know, something stupid like that it totally obviously isn't. Um, so here's what I don't get about it. Right? I have this Wikipedia article about this virus. Right? So when you tell me that these guys are making this up, you are also telling me that they're making all of this up. That someone sat down, not someone, a huge amount of people sat down and performed studies that weren't studies. They sequenced genomes that didn't exist. They took pictures and made false images of objects that don't exist. They created vast, complex, fucking sequencing. Yeah, they sequenced so many of these and put them into a phylogenetic tree, but that they falsified. Like someone sat down and made this up. They they made all this up too. So this is the sources for the article, and this is what I'm really talking about. These are entire papers. All of these, like, you're telling me that you're telling me that the person who wrote this article, which is presumably a real human being, wrote all of this, but it's fake. They just made all this up. You're telling me that a human being could wake up every day and just spit out words that mean nothing as their job. And not only do they do this, but so does a huge amount, like a huge majority of people in academic authority, right? They're just making it up out of thin air. I hope at this point you are starting to see my point, right? Nobody fucking faked this. Like, there is not this apparatus of fucking. I mean, what really gets me is like, how crazy would you go if this was your job, right? How easily and readily do you think you'd lose your mind? Remember, none of these words mean anything. They don't mean anything to you because you know that they're false, right? You're entrenched in this system of lies and deception, and everybody's in on it. Why? Why the fuck would you do it? How would you not go crazy? How could you sleep at night? There's no way. They call that an argument from incredulity. Well, I'm sorry. I'm quite incredulous of the claim that this was all just made up. I'm sorry. All of it, right? There's so much. There's so much everywhere. They made so much. Like, this fucking article on Wikipedia here has 184 fucking references. And half of these are like papers, man. Like, it's like, what are they making it up with AI? There's no way. There just isn't. So I'm sorry. It's real, man. Like, what do you want? I don't get what these people want. I mean, they want to sell things to people. This guy has a course, or here's the course. Donate. We can donate, or we can buy his movie. Yeah, see? Oh, yeah. He just wants your money. This guy just wants to trick you and take your money. Then it's like, well, people fall for it. I don't know why they fall for it. Because what I've explained is not fucking hard to get. You just need to. It is about a certain amount of humbleness. You just need to accept that you aren't as smart or as educated as some other people. And that there are a large amount of people that work in fields relating to things that the average person, which they refer to as a layman, would know nothing about. And that's just how the world works. That's how it's called specialization. Dr. Alex Zeck, D. Alex Zeck. Doctor? Are you a doctor? What's the D? Are you a doc? Oh, I'm sorry. I gotta check this out. Dr. Alex Zeck. D. Alex Zeck. How fucking disingenuous is that? That is so obvious. What does the D stand for? I gotta know. Because to me it seems like this guy can't legally call himself a doctor. But he'd like people to think he is on a first glance. That's what I'm getting from this little D. Alex Zeck. Like, why is that there? Just so he can appear more trustworthy to stupid people. But that's... So the part that makes these people stupid is that they think they're so smart. Right? They're too stupid to see how stupid they are. And that's the problem. It's called the Dunning-Kruger effect, and you've probably heard about it. But that's the problem that these people have in interacting with the information age, is that they don't understand that it's okay to not understand something. And that not understanding something doesn't make you a fucking dumbass. It's like, here's the way I look at it. I believe I'm an intelligent person. I've spoken to enough people, and I've said enough words, and I've had enough thoughts, and I'm pretty sure I'm above average intelligence. I'm a social idiot. I'm a fuck up, but I am smart when it comes to stupid shit like information and academic topics and stuff like that. I know them well, or I know the surface of many of them well. I don't feel stupid that I don't get the COVID shit, right? That I couldn't tell you what exactly is going on with the fucking genome. Or how, I can't tell you how specifically that we know it's real. I couldn't, prove it to you. Besides showing you evidence and articles that you will ignore, right? Because I can't do the work that these scientists did, because they've been entrenched in this work for a long time, and they've been looking at these viruses and studying them and learning about them for a really long time. They know so much more about these things than I do, and maybe ever will. And I'm comfortable with that. And I'm comfortable with that because I know that if I really wanted to, I could. I could get my life together and stop drinking so much beer and stop smoking so much pot, and I could fucking go to college and do that if I wanted to. I really believe that. I could do it. But these people, like the people that this guy's targeting, I think are too insecure in their intelligence, because they're not very smart, to even they put up the mental block. They can't even let this in because it challenges the presupposition they have of their own intelligence so harshly. You see, a really smart person would write, "Here we present an assessment of the genetic relatedness of newly identified human coronavirus, provisionally named 2019 nCoV, to known coronaviruses, and the detailed basis for renaming the virus severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus 2, which will be used hereafter." Right? That was actually a really simple, you could probably understand what that means. But my point is that an intelligent, educated person, way more intelligent and educated than I am, wrote this. And the difference between these people and me is that it's just that I'm not intimidated by that. I could figure it out if I sat down and spent time with the topic and asked experts and looked at this shit myself. And I believe that it's real because I'm not intimidated by that. Because I have the honesty to, go up to them, right, if I really wanted to, and fucking figure it out myself. I don't have the time, right? I don't have the time. It's not a practical thing to do. But I could. Because I'm not scared of knowing things. Unfortunately, a lot of people are. And that seems to be the problem with this shit. So thanks for watching.